Joe! ジョーの野郎。鬼姫が完全にぶっ潰しやがって。
Oh my god. Hello everyone, welcome to Joe Consumes Cinema. I'm your host, working our way through the motions, and today we have Ashita no Joe 2, Episode 6. So we're at that point in the story where Joe is he went up against Harajima last episode, threw one hard punch to the head and then immediately started to get sick, vomited in the ring, and yeah, we're going to go up against Nango next, same thing's going to happen, and then, the whole grass lot underground boxing league that Joe's going to sign up with. Just a way to try and hold on to boxing, even though, given this predicament that he's in, he can't, fight contenders or anybody legitimately ranked. Certainly not a title shot under these conditions, but it's just Joe working through his past trauma with Rikishi and the fact that he never really addressed the issue. Like, he keeps thinking, or hoping in the moment that when he's actually in the fight, he's going to have no choice but to be able to do it, and then the realization with the fight with Harajima, where he actually did, in the moment, overcome and throw the punch, his body immediately just shut down, saying, we're not going through this again. We remember what happened to us the last time you really, really threw a hard punch to the head, and the whole thing with Rikishi, and yeah, they just don't want any part of that. It's just his subconscious fighting with him, and yeah, right now he's losing the fight. So I think we got 2, maybe 3 more episodes like this where we're working through older storyline, where we finally start to come to the fresher stuff, and, Carlos gets introduced and starts beating up all the other Japanese prospects and then destroys Tiger, and then we get the actual fight between Carlos and Joe, which I'm happy to revisit that part. Like, that story I'll gladly rewatch again. But this story was something that I complained about in Season 1, and yeah, nothing fundamentally has changed. So, right now, not super enjoying this part of it. But like I said, still a really good show. I can tell Season 2 is going to be great. We just need to work our way through this beginning part, and then things will open up and, fresh story, a lot to get excited about, and, the sky's the limit at that point. We just need to work our way through, I'm guessing 2, maybe 3 more episodes, and we're finally in fresh territory, and, things can really, really kick off this season. But yeah, I'm eager to get to this one, but before I begin, I have a special announcement. Right now, available on the Joe Consume Cinema Patreon is the next 8 episodes of Ashita no Joe Season 2. All you have to do is click the link down below, sign up on the Joe Consume Cinema Patreon for $1 per month, and get early access. Also, all members get a guaranteed movie request as well. With that, enjoy the reaction. He got tonight. Howl, the Underdog. Yeah, they take him to the hospital, and it's not anything physical. It's totally psychosomatic, just in his head.
体にはこれといった異常は見えませんし、脳波も調べましたが正常です。本当になぜ試合中に吐いたりしたのか、医学的には原因不明です。
どんな安兵衛だかね、ジョーのやつ。そうだかね、心配だなや。
Slumptown always has his back.
テンプルを撃っちゃいけねえという本能のブレーキに逆らってまでジョーはテンプルを撃ったんだよ。が、所詮人間は本能には逆らえねえ。
矢吹よ、どうしたい？
てやんで。
相変わらずだな。
当たり前だ。ここからさ、力士。本当はよ。始めるぜ、ほら。
He keeps telling himself that, but there hasn't been any, resolution to the guilt. Right back to training.
ジョー！てめえ何してるんだ！
次の試合に備えてトレーニングよ。
何言ってやる！バカも休み！
ここへ来て何をすりゃいいかはっきりと見えてきたんだからよ。吐きゃいいんじゃねえか。吐いて吐き尽くしゃいいんだ。最後の最後まで力士を一かけらも残さずに俺の体の中からよ。
That's a change. The heavy bag is one thing, but an actual opponent. Quick reminder to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also consider signing up for my Patreon for $1 per month. You get access to all my exclusive reactions, also a guaranteed movie request. With that, let's get right back to the reaction. Joe has to be one of the most stubborn characters. It's probably one of the reasons I like him so much. Holy shit, I forgot he destroyed the heavy bag.
なんだおいどうしたんだいその格好は
Oh god.
俺たちジョーの兄に一日も早く立ち直ってもらいたいんだ。
That's crazy, but... Kids are just trying to help him, but that was dumb.
ん何矢吹が来た
Ah, shit.
頼むぜまた強えやつをよ
よしわかった望み通りにしてやろう
カーロス、起きなさい。
OK、ロバート。さっきから起きているよ。
Voice change is pretty drastic there.
人間には絶望的なピンチよりももっとタチの悪いピンチがあるそいつは生地偽物の希望ってやつがあるというピンチで
あの力士トルって男の亡霊ってやつだあいつの亡霊ってやつがジョーお前には負けたもういいって今で俺はリングから降りるわけにいかねえんだよ
WBC 世界バンタム級第6位カーロス・リベラ世界チャンピオンへの挑戦資格を持ちながら未だそのチャンスに恵まれておりませんがその実力から無冠の帝王と呼ばれるカーロス・リベラ
The beltless champ, huh?
現存の世界チャンピオンがその底知れぬ強さに挑戦者として選ばずに逃げ回っているという噂があるほどです
有の健闘を祈ります。
カーロス選手すいません激励はランキング上位者からお願いします
でもおかしい。私今まで上位者間違えたことありません。
He has a little nod to Joe.
彼は上位者ではなかった。
カーロス、ロバート、これ以上見ても意味がありません。帰りましょう。
少しは手出せハゲにしろ
矢吹は第一ラウンドからまだほとんどパンチを出していませんね。
防御一方何ですかこの試合は
あん時の力士との一戦で俺が取った作戦をよ思いっきりのクロスカウンターをよ
Like an explosion going off.
俺はこの試合で何号のテンプルを叩き壊す見てろよさあ今度のラウンドで5だぞ
I really want to believe that's exactly what's going to happen, but... Okay, now can he hold it together? Nope. Ugh.
単語を立てチャンスだフィニッシュしろ
だが俺のテンプレのパンチを
Okay, took some time to gather my thoughts, episode 6. So, same thing played out as in season 1. Joe gets his next fight against Nango. It's just another setup. And he's pushing himself, back into a corner, hoping in the moment that he's going to be able to do it. And he does. He has this plan to, basically play turtle until Nango slows down, gets overconfident, tries to finish him. And his plan is to repeat what he did against Rikishi in their first fight, back in the Juvie Center. Same setup, Joe hits him with the right cross counter. It does damage, but then he starts to get sick again. Nango gets up, thinking he can finish Joe right then and there, and yeah, he gets angry and starts punching him, but he goes like completely just pale white, like all the color is drained out of him, and he's hitting him, really good, but then just starts throwing up, and yeah, same thing happens. Small differences here. We had the whole incident where the kids show up to the Dangpei Boxing Club, and it's funny because they're all in like, what they consider boxing gear. One kid has like a hard hat on, another kid has a helmet, and it's just like, they come up to Joe, they know what the issue is, and they want to try to do what they can to help him, and they tell him, Joe, punch us in the temple. Whatever we need to do to help you, we're willing to do. And it's it's a dumb moment, but it's also, like they really care about him and, they're willing to do a lot to try and help him in his time of need. And, it was a nice touching moment. We did see Carlos, huge, voice acting change there. That was kind of a bit jarring, but, same thing plays out. He shows up with Yoko during Joe's fight against Nango, and the whole thing where he gets introduced in the ring and he goes up to Joe first, thinking that he's the, more accomplished, stronger fighter, and not realizing that Nango actually has the higher rank. So, little subtle nod saying that he can, sense Joe's strength, and, this is supposed to invigorate Joe and, fill him with hope, and it really doesn't in the moment. The events of this episode probably would have taken place over 2, maybe 3 episodes again, so we're getting there. We're probably in, like, the late 60s, almost 70s at this point. And, yeah, the only other thing I want to say is, like, despite the fact that this is kind of odd, this whole situation that we're in right now, I don't regret at all watching all of season 1. Like, not any of it. Some of my favorite episodes happened in that time period when people told me to skip it and just go straight to season 2. I think my favorite episode is actually 69, the Lullaby Ranch, and it's an episode where, like, nothing happens, but Joe is just, like, tempted by this quiet, calm life that he could totally get into and, be happy. His inner desire to really pursue boxing just overrides everything, and despite the fact that he knows he would actually enjoy his life there, like, he leaves and goes back to it, even though at that point he's just going back to the underground boxing league. Like, it isn't anything special. It's just his attempt to hold on to it. But yeah, I just wanted to reiterate that point because season 1 was great from episode 1 to episode 79. So, yeah, no complaints. I know I'm complaining a lot about what's happening right now, but, it's just a part of the story that I personally didn't enjoy from season 1, and then having to go back over it, even if it is at an accelerated pace, like, it's still a bit trying, but, we're going to get through it. We only got a little bit more, I think, and then we're getting into fresh territory, and the real season 2 can start, at least for me anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for now. So as always, thanks for watching, and peace.